Welcome to another Mercedes video, and we're going to be picking up from where I left off on the previous video. So as you should know, the last Mercedes video ended on a not so positive note, and I'll just quickly show you what the problem was. It happened on my little test drive after I'd fit the left rear shock absorber. I've yet to fit the right one, which I'll be doing off camera, so I'll just show you what the problem is. It's for the parking brake. Now it just goes all the way to the floor with absolutely no resistance. I mean, it does come back, so you know, I can straight away rule out the return spring and the release mechanism. That's all okay. So the problem is either the cable, which goes to the rear brakes, either one of the cables has popped off or cable snapped, hence the lack of resistance. So it's a week later actually. I'm with my 2 week off work, so I've actually come home from caravan to sort this out, because the Volvo drinks diesel by comparison. And say I filled it before I went over, and I'm down to a quarter of a tank, and I've done just over 300 miles. You know, about 100 there, 100 back, and a bit of running around. So I really need to get this one sorted. So it's nothing major. Like I said, it's clearly cables popped off or snapped, and you know, I've replaced parking brake cables before. I did it on the Citroen and the C4 Grand Picasso. I changed all the cables for the MOT. But anyway, to get to the cable, I need to jack it up, remove the under tray and the heat shield. So not a difficult job. So get some tools together. I'll get this lifted up. I'll lift up the side. Just get this side on axle stand. I think there's enough room for me. Yeah. If I fold that door mirror, it should. Let's see what I'll just do that. Fold it. Let's see if I can fold it. Or do I need to do it with ignition on? I probably need ignition on. There we go. Not be damaging any door mirrors. So get this jacked up, and then we can have a look and see where we are. Now I've got this side lifted up, and you can see why I had to fold the door mirror in. It fouled the wall there. So I need to take this under tray off, and there's some of the heat shield as well. And I need to take some bolts off this under tray. Now I renewed a lot of under tray bolts on here, so it should be easy enough to get off. And then we can see if the parking brake cable's popped off or snapped. So I'll do all this off camera, and I'll come back to you when this side under tray is off. Oh, that was for nothing, because the cable is on the left hand side. So I'll need to turn the car around and get the under trays off at that side. But while I'm here, I might as well just change this rear shock absorber, then they're both done. So I'll come back to you when I'm ready to get to, because I saw that's one end of the cable, and it's definitely somewhere between here. The rear cables to the shoes are alright, but the one cable that pulls them both, that runs along the side of the car, you know, something's happened, snapped or popped out. So I'll get this new shock absorber fitted when that's done. I finally got the other shock absorber done, and I found this. I heard something rattling around. It was this under tray underneath the bolt there, and this stone rattling around. I mean, could that be the cause of my rattle? Who knows? I think I'll give it a little test drive to see if that was a problem, or if my mainline rattle is still there. And you know, I might as well. I've got to turn it around to get to the other side to get to the parking brake cable. So let's see. I'll come back to you as soon as I know. And much to everyone's surprise, that stone was not the cause of rattling, it's still there. But changing the shock absorbers wasn't totally for nothing. At least I've got known good ones in there, so it's as new. So let's start to get this under tray off of this side. Let's see if we can find out what's happening with this parking brake cable. So I've got the under tray off of this side, and I managed to get some of these heat shields out of the way. And I'll show you what I've found. Oh no, I haven't found anything. But I found where the cable joins up here. There. Can't see any evidence of any snapped cables. So it appears to be intact, so I might have done this for nothing as well, but hey, you can't win them all. So I'm wondering if the problem's at the parking brake pedal. So see what I'll have another look at the pedal. I did look at the pedal the first time. I thought that's where the problem was, and then I thought it might be the cable that's snapped. So I'm going to have to turn the car around again, and then I can get to the pedal. I'll just press the pedal in, and I'm not feeling any tension at all on this cable here. There's just no tension at all. So yep, I think the problem is with the is at the pedal. So I'll put all this back and turn the car around again, and then we can you have a look at the pedal. I mean, I did actually look at the pedal off camera on the last video, and I couldn't find anything obvious, but I'll look again. It's now the next morning, and the joys of being off work. I can crack straight on. So what I'm going to do is I'll get the car on wheels, turn it around. I'm going to start at the parking brake pedal, then work my way back, and hopefully we might find out what the problem actually is. I'm assuming it was a snapped cable or a cable that's popped off, but I really need to methodically go through the entire parking brake system. Unfortunately, something's buried under heat shields and under trays and exhaust and prop shaft. So next time you'll see the car facing the other way and on all four wheels. Now turned round and on all four wheels. So the first thing I need to do to get to this parking brake pedal, move that so stand out of the way, is to remove this under tray. It's some T20 torque screws. I need to disconnect the OBD connector and separate the bonnet release lever, and disconnect the footwell light, and that should give me access to the parking brake. So I'll get that out of the way and then we'll continue. So I've got this under tray off without too much trouble. Sorry about the dangling wires, that's the emulator fitted. So what should happen, it doesn't seem to be pulling the cable much, and as you can see the release mechanism's working. So I think this could be our problem. So I need to remove the parking brake pedal and see if I can get this out. I'm not sure how to take it out. I've seen a couple of videos, but there's nothing actually helping me. There's the torque screw there just behind the pedal there, and we've confirmed the release mechanism work, because when I engage the pedal and there's just no resistance at all. But I'll pull the release mechanism. You can see, I don't know if you can see the spring just behind the pedal. It's operating. Yeah, I think this spring there's a spring in there, it's lost its tension. But I'll see if I can get this pedal out, and then we can see a bit better where we are. There's definitely at least one Torx bolt, that's probably like a T40. I need to get this pedal out. So I'll have to grab some more. But let's have another look. Yeah, it's not moving, that cable. I don't think there's anything wrong with the cable, to be honest. So I was digging around underneath the car for pretty much nothing. I mean, all I achieved was securing the heat shield a bit better. But yeah, I think this is where our problem lies. Therein lies our problem. I'm hoping I can fix it, no parts required. And I'll see if I can get this off. And something I realised, it's a bit like the XC90. The only way to get to this pedal is to take this footwell carpet out. Shouldn't be too difficult. So I'll get this footwell carpet out. I think I've only got the. I just hope I don't have to take this accelerator pedal off. I think just pull this mat out, pull this bit of trim, and I should be able to get the carpet out. I think I'm making some progress. It doesn't appear to be the pedal that's the problem, because I managed to get this cable out, this front cable, and I managed to pull it, and I can hear something. And this front cable should be accessible once I've removed the engine under tray. So I think I might be narrowing it down to where the problem is. So it's gonna have to go up. I'm gonna have to get the front end up again. Take this under tray off, the big under tray. So I have to get to change the oil, and hopefully I should get to the cause of the problem. Well, that was more time wasted. So I've just buttoned everything up, and I'm going to have to turn it over to a specialist, because it really needs to be on a ramp to get parking brake cables done. I don't think it's a big job, but give a specialist a call and take it from them and get them to find out what the bloody rattling is. Because it's driving me insane, and I can't think of where to look next. So it's quite a number of days later, more than a week, and the battery actually went flat because I tried it last night. So I had to jump start it with the XC90 shaped jump starter. So it's booked in at the specialist tomorrow, so I've just finished work, so I'm going to take it over there just before they close. And then I've got it there for tomorrow's booking. So that's my handbrake and a little piece of wood left over from the shed build. So move the XC90 out of the way and then take it over. And the place I'm using is a specialist. It's called Prestige Car Care in Bradford. So I'll catch up with you after I've dropped it off. So I've just dropped the car off, and as you can see it there in the distance. You might not be able to see it, so just have to wait until they get back to me and tell me what they found. Obviously it'll be moments for you guys, so me and Bradford got my own way home. To see how interesting, I might even put camera back on. So I've not got to the city centre yet. I'm at Tesco on Canal Road here, if anyone knows it, and we have electric charging points at Tesco now. And they'll be working in conjunction with Vauxhall. We see a Merc. Is that? I think that's a GL. It's not like a GLC or something. I don't know the exact model. These modern EVs. So I'm going to go to Tesco and get myself a drink. Well, I'm back at headquarters now. It's taken me 3 hours. Joys of public transport. So I've got a Mercedes shaped hole in my life for the next however many days. So I'll come back to you when when the cars are ready picked up. It's a couple of days later, I got it back. £311 it cost me to sort the parking brake issue. So now that little diversion's out of the way, back to the original problem of the rattling. Now when I did the shock absorbers, I did take off the plastic covers off the, you see the plastic cover here? I did take them off, and they're a bit loose, so I'll secure them with some cable ties to make sure they're not moving about, just to eliminate that possibility. But I do have a direction on the rattle, and the specialist, which is a Prestige car care in Bradford, big shout out to them. They said just playing the front anti-roll bar drop links. Again, that's the result of me cheaping out at the time. And the one front suspension arm I didn't change, which is on this side, because there's a front one and a rear one. And it's the one I haven't changed, so I've got the parts ordered. Be a couple of days before I can fit them. It's now a couple of days later, and I'm now able to get these parts fitted. So there's my suspension arm, a Febby one. So that'd be decent quality. And drop links. Now I found out these drop links are actually handed, because this is for the right. There's the part number. I'll show that for the right and the left. So there's Delphi's number. So I've gone for decent quality parts this time. So I'm going to do both drop links and lower suspension arm. It's the one I ain't changed, because I've done the left one for the MOT last year. I should have done them both at the same time. So another lesson learned with suspension, steering and brakes, always do both sides, and it does pay. It does pay in spades. So I'll get this drop link changed. I think I've shown it before, so I'll do that off camera. It's just a couple of nuts. I might even whiz off with impact if I'm lucky, but if not, I'll get it off one way or another, even if I have to get medieval with the grinder. But hopefully it won't come to that. Well, this drop link come off without any problems. I mean, top one, it just bust straight off with impact, but the bottom one, that was a 4mm Allen, a 19mm ratchet spanner. But I'll show you what I think might have been the cause of the rattle, which is what the guys at Prestige Car Care identified. Well, this ball joint, that's all right, plenty of movement there, but this one, you might be able to hear that, and that's probably what was causing the rattle. So new drop link. I've gone for a Delphi part this time, about 20 quid. And the Delphi ones are handed. So there's our new drop link. And I've checked which one is which. So, and the good thing about these is this 19mm. Yeah, it's 19mm. But it's also got, you can see the flats there, 17mm spanner. It'll be easy to take off, and the Torx, I think that could be a T20. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this up by hand, and I'll use the flats where I could buzz it on with impact. I'm not sure which way this goes. Let's have a look. But you know, Delphi says that they're handed, so better put them on the right way. But I think whichever way up, it's the same. So that's there. Yeah, that should be right. Yep, they're symmetrical. Well, for each side anyway, but they're still handed. So I'll get this one fitted. That's going to be an easy job, and I can move on to the other side. And that's the drop link fitted. And I've doused the ends in white grease to make it easier for the next guy who has to do this job, which will probably be future me. Oh, no, I was wrong about the Torx. It's T30 on end on these Delphi drop links, and it's 19mm. So, but I got options for taking them off in the future. You know, you got the flats there, and it is a 17mm spanner on there. So it's going to come off one way or another. So that's this side done. I've got to do drop link on the other side, and then this suspension arm on the other side. This is the one I did for MOT last year. So this under tray's got to come off. That's just 8s and 10s. I renewed all fittings for that. You know, making sure under trays were secure. You know, trying to find out where this bit of knocking sound was coming from. But I'm confident we've already nailed it with this loose. I don't know if you can hear. I did show it before, but it is really loose, so that's got to be our smoking gun. So move on to the other side. That's the other drop link fitted. It was a little bit more difficult, but I got it done. You know, I got enough tools to deal with most situations. So next job is to replace this suspension arm. Now this is the one I've not changed. All the others I've changed. I did them front ones, I think, back 2.5 years ago. Was it the 2023 MOT advisory on the bushes? Because I remember fitting Mercedes parts. And obviously the rear one was last year's MOT. But, you know, the guys at Prestige Car Care identified a one ball joint. It looks alright to me, but what do I know? I'm just a DIYer, so looks like these under trays are going to have to come off. I could probably cheat myself enough run by just dropping them down enough. I shouldn't need to take them off completely. So, and I did renew a lot of these fixings of 8s and 10s, so buzz them off with the there it is, the electric ratchet, the cordless ratchet. And then it should be good. Should come off without too much trouble. I can't remember what size that ball joint is, but just hope I don't have to disconnect this strut. I think I did actually. I think I did have to disconnect the strut. It's on this e-Torx bolt, so that shouldn't be too difficult. But one way or another, it's going to get done. So that's the suspension arm. I managed to get it out. Bit of a struggle, but I managed with all the tools I've got. And compare the new one next to the old one. You can see they're the same part. Now, one thing to note with tightening the bush there, do it with the suspension at ride out. So what I do is I just put a jack underneath the knuckle to compress the suspension and push it up to ride height. I just jack it up until it starts coming off the axle stand. That's where I know it's taking the weight as if it was on the wheel. So I've got a Febby part here. So once that's on, we're all done, and we should be good. So once I've fitted that, it'll be time for moment of truth. I'll take you on the test drive. So that is job done. And one tip is to get your order of operations right. If you're working on suspension arms, you're best disconnecting your drop link, especially if you're going to, you know, separate your strut from your knuckle. It's a bit hard to get back together with the drop link in place. So if that comes off first, it makes things a lot easier for you. Don't ask me how I know. So next thing will be to take it on a test drive. So it's time for the moment of truth. So yeah, I've checked everything. Everything's tightened up. The wheel, make sure my wheels were tightened, and front tyres up to pressure. So fire up and we'll see if I've cured this rattle. It'd be annoying if I hadn't, but I suppose there's only one way to find out. Well, I think I've done it. I mean, I've found two components that were definitely faulty. So thanks to Prestige Car Care, they diagnosed it for me. really pleased about that. So that's what I call a confirmed fix. So I think it's time to end the video here. So I'm pleased with the outcome. I need to get an alignment done because I've replaced the suspension arm, so that'll be a job for my local Kwik-Fit. They can check the alignment. It should be all right, but you know, it needs doing because there was a bit of wear on that left rear tyre on the inside edge. So I don't know whether it was due to a faulty shock absorber or it could have been out. Could have been alignment. Anyway, get it checked. I don't want these new rear tyres to last for as long as possible. So I'm going to end the video here. As ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you.